Hey, Hal here. France, Spain. Spain just defeated France. This is what happens when one elite football philosophy collides with another that proves superior on the day. This match is therefore one of the defining coaching case studies of the 2026 World Cup. Where was the match won for Spain and lost for France? Midfield. Everyone talk about Kylian Mbappe, Dembele, Olise. I think that's too simplistic. Mbappe didn't suddenly become an ordinary player. Spain prevented France from ever reaching the conditions in which Mbappe is at his best. France's attack depends entirely on speed, transition, and isolating defenders. And Spain denied all three of those things. Rodri and Spain's midfield dictated where the game was played and at what tempo. France rarely succeeded in turning defensive recoveries into the fast attacks that have defined this generation of France national team, Les Bleus. Even Didier Deschamps acknowledged afterwards, after the game, that Spain were technically superior and that France made too many technical and physical errors to disrupt Spain's rhythm. So why didn't France adapt? This, to me, is the biggest question. Championship football is about solving problems. Spain presented France with a problem they had not yet faced in this tournament. France never appeared to be able to solve that challenge. That doesn't necessarily mean Deschamps is a poor coach. Quite the opposite. He's one of the most accomplished international managers ever in football. But even great coach occasionally encounters an opponent whose tactical plan wins the chess match. Spain seemed to force France into playing a game they neither wanted nor could control. So, was this Deschamps' failure? Partly, yes, partly no. A national team coach has fewer opportunities to train than a club manager, so in-game adjustments are especially important. The criticism isn't that France lost. The question is whether France found an effective plan B. Many observers felt that Spain dominated the midfield throughout and that France never significantly altered the balance of the game. Is this more painful than 2022 for France? Emotionally, this defeat is more painful, but I'm not so convinced. The 2022 final was devastating because France came within touching distance of lifting the trophy. That pain came from losing after almost completing the comeback. This defeat is different. It may actually hurt in another way. France arrived believing this was perhaps the strongest squad in the tournament. Many supporters genuinely expected another final. For France, I still had my doubts, and I said it. France had a lack of balance as a team. Instead, they encountered a Spain side that prevented them from expressing their strengths. That kind of defeat forces deeper questions. So, what's the mood in France tonight? It's still early, so it's difficult to characterize the national mood with certainty. Initial reactions point more toward disappointment than outrage. Deschamps himself admitted France was second best and praised Spain's superiority rather than making excuses. Among supporters, there appears to be frustration at the performance itself, particularly the inability to create chances, alongside recognition that Spain were the better team. Community discussions have focused on France's lack of adaptation and Spain's control of midfield rather than calling the result a fluke. That differs somewhat from Brazil. When Brazil exited the World Cup, it triggered immediate national debates about identity and coaching philosophy. So is this the end of Didier Deschamps? This is a fascinating moment. According to reporting around the tournament, this World Cup was expected to be Deschamps' final major competition as France manager. If that proves true, he lives as one of the greatest national team coaches in history. His resume already includes a World Cup winner in 2018, World Cup finalist in 2022, World Cup semi-finalist in 2026, and multiple deep tournament runs over more than a decade. Very few coaches sustain that level of excellence. So who's next to coach France? Is Zinedine Zidane next? Zidane has long been regarded as the leading candidate whenever the France job becomes available. While no appointment is official at this stage, many have expected that transition whenever Deschamps eventually steps aside. If it happens, Zidane inherits one of football's richest talent pools. So is this generation of France footballers finished at the national team level? I don't think so. That's one reason I wouldn't describe this as the end of an era. By 2020, Mbappe should still be in his prime. Dembele could still contribute depending on fitness. Michael Olise should be entering his peak years, and France will almost certainly add another wave of elite young talents. France's challenge isn't replacing talent. It's ensuring that the next tactical evolution matches the quality of the talent. If France meets Argentina to dispute for the third place, that's another emotional subplot for France. Many people will immediately frame it as Mbappe versus Messi too. I would be careful not to overstate it. Messi's legacy is already secure regardless of one more match. For Mbappe, however, another victory over Argentina or a commanding performance against them could become another defining chapter in his own story. It wouldn't erase the 2022 defeat, but it could help shift the conversation from the heir apparent to the established leader of the next generation. So what's the leadership lesson from this game? This match perfectly illustrates what my theme in this FIFA World Cup 2026 series is: football, strategy, leadership, lessons learned. So what is the lesson we learn from this? It's simple, but it's profound. Great organizations are not defined by how well they execute Plan A. They are defined by how quickly they recognize when Plan A is failing and how effectively they execute Plan B. France had no Plan B. Spain demonstrated remarkable tactical adaptability. France showed quality, commitment, and resilience throughout the tournament, but on this occasion, they could not solve the puzzle Spain presented. Sometimes, the difference between champions and runners-up is not talent. It's the ability to adapt before the game slips away. Let's go.